How's it going, YouTube? Frugal Fanboy here again, and I'm giving you another first look at the real-world performance on the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 2 with Windows. Just to reiterate, and I'm sure many of you already know this, but this device is a full-blown Windows 8.1 device, and it's running a quad-core processor with up to 1.89 gigahertz of burst, but it also has 2 gigs of RAM. And I'm sure that 2 gigs of RAM is kind of concerning because we're talking about a full-blown Windows OS that can do all the bells and whistles. So how does it operate with such low specs? Does it do the trick? Can it keep up? Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try and kind of put it through its paces. I'm going to do some web browsing, probably a little more heavier than I typically use it for, but that's all right. See if we can get some light gaming going, a little bit of YouTube, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I think it first of all bears noting again that I just reset this device, so it's on a fresh restart. So that being the case, obviously whenever I'm kind of navigating it, everything's really pretty smooth. I don't know how it shows up on the video, but I'll tell you what, just to the human eye, yeah, it's super smooth. I've got no issues. Responsive, great to the touch, and loving the resolution. Right. All right, so that's that. I will also note, though, that on the desktop, we do have Spotify running, the full version of Spotify. Again, being a Windows device, you got the full version. You can listen to any song you want at any time. Nothing like those mobile apps that restrict you to shuffle only. And that's just a side point, a little bit of a plug for why I, as a frugal fanboy, definitely find a lot of value added reasons to using a Windows 8.1 device as my tablet, my consumption device. But that's kind of a side point. But I do want to point out that is also running, so we're not totally refreshed with nothing in the background. Yet and still, as I showed you, that's one thing I don't like. I guess I might talk about this right now because I want to be honest and fair about how much I love having a Windows 8.1 device, but just yeah, this button doesn't always seem to work. It definitely doesn't work as well as my Surface Pro. That's for sure. I mean, it's the Surface Pro. I can just kind of keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But in this, you kind of got to make solid contact with the Windows, the capacitive Windows button here. Maybe in a firmware update or something like that, Lenovo will kind of adjust that. But who knows? We'll see. Slight gripe, but I want to kind of point it out as I see it. That way you understand I'm not really being biased. Again, the Frugal Fanboy is not biased to any brand, any particular platform. I am biased toward the better deal, the better bang for your buck. And I really do feel that that's what this provides. So with that in mind, though, we'll get back into the stress test of sorts. All right. So let's get going with a bit of web browsing. Let's open up Internet Explorer and see what we've got to look at. Okay. All right, cool. So as you may notice, I've got 6 tabs open in this Internet Explorer browser. Now, despite that, as you may also be able to tell, everything's still really pretty smooth, right? I don't have too many issues navigating, zooming in, zooming out. It's pretty responsive to the touch. Everything's loaded. It works out really well. Switch over to another tab. Slight delay there in rendering or bringing it up, but here we are. It's still pretty good. Now, mind you, these kind of were in my history. I didn't, as I mentioned, I just restarted the device, but these automatically reloaded when I turned it back on. We've got YouTube also, and again, just a slight delay when it comes to rendering those icons for the videos. Yeah, still taking a bit of a while, but I mean the page is loaded nonetheless, and it's also still really smooth. I mean you can if you know what you're looking for, you can get there pretty quickly, right? Let's swap on over to the next tab, see how that loads. There's no double tap to zoom until it's fully loaded, and as you can see, the icons are not loading initially and really all that quickly, and that's probably a downside to lower CPU and limited RAM. But once it is loaded, you'll notice there that it does a pretty good job of going through the pages fluidly. If I wanted to double tap there and get a little bit closer, I can, and it's really pretty quick. There is something that, again, I'm just nitpicking because I want to be fair. So you double tap and zoom in, everything's fine, right? But when you double tap and zoom back out, if you notice, but there's a slight stutter. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. All right. So you double tap, right? Nice and smooth. Now notice the text as I double tap and go out. Yeah, you probably can't catch it on the video, but there's I mean, it stutters like twice on the way out. Just kind of a tap tap and as it stutters out. So just to be fair, it's not like a completely 100% fluid experience, but I tell you what, I mean, we're looking at about an 87, 88% fluidity, if that's even a word. I don't know. I'm not gonna slight the device for that. I mean, it runs really cool. I mean, really smooth. All right, so in, out, pinch to zoom, scroll when we're zoomed in. Really responsive screen. In my opinion, the 1900 by 1200 resolution is really pretty good. I mean, I can't make out pixels. Then again, I don't really try to make out pixels. So, but at the price point we're looking at, I think it's really pretty good so far. So 6 tabs open. Let's go over to the next one. And again, we've got a little bit of a delay as it opens. And then to render the tabs, it's not nearly as quick as we may all want it to be. However, it's once loaded, everything goes pretty smooth and not a problem. I think for casual use, it's gonna do the trick. Again, we're talking limited resources, but it renders it really well. All right, yep. So here's the MSN page full of content. Okay, and finally got it all loaded, and you can kind of see it stuttering at the top there as I go through it quickly, but didn't mean to tap that. But yeah, I mean, smaller pages or with less content loads much quicker. All right, so pretty smooth. I mean, in my opinion, it's really smooth. I think you'd agree. So not bad in the performance on the web browser front. So again, we've got the desktop still open, and we've got the web browser open with a bunch of different tabs. Now let's see what happens if we were to open up. Let's go for let's open up see if we can get a full HD video. I didn't mean Lenny Kravitz. I want to see the Lenovo, for goodness sake. You know what? That's what I get for trying to type on a touchscreen. Now, mind you, you'll notice that there are a few gripes when it comes to typing on a touchscreen, but that's why you get the Bluetooth keyboard bundled. And if that would let me type, it's not gonna do. Now, again, I'll also mention the gripe that I have found. This is pretty consistent. It happens a bit. If you don't zoom in, you may not really be in your text box the way you think you are. So just, I think it's due to the resolution being so high. You kind of got to make sure that you're in that box if you want to tap in there. Otherwise, it just may not be happening. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to this one. This was one of the videos that I watched in anticipation of this device. And you also get a good test of the speakers.
Been a Wacom Cintiq user since 2000.
It's a good ad, by the way.
Hey guys, John B from
Oh, it's only 480p. Are you kidding me?
At the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 2 with Windows version. This is just like the Android one, but with Windows. Differences here, of course, the color. It's now black as opposed to aluminum, but same design aesthetics as before. You have that yoga functionality where you could actually, put in different modes, whether it be typing, stand mode for watching videos.
I just gotta find something, I was hoping I could find just another video, but let's see if this one's got 1080p. Okay, so we'll let that go. Let's open this in a new window. Right, so what happens if I wanted to watch full HD YouTube video and perhaps still, read my articles on the left side? How well does it work? Well, let you be the judge. So again, in my opinion, we're looking pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Right. So still really smooth.
The hinge also doubles up as a kickstand, as it does on the Yoga Tablet 2 10.1 that we have here. As this is a 10.1 unboxing,
Okay.
we're going to get to it. Talking you around the box, and you can see what you've got.
As you can tell, HD video runs without a problem, despite the fact that we've got some other stuff going on in the background. Really, really good. Here's what I'll do, actually, just to kind of prove the point. Let me open up Sports app in the background. Let me open up the News app in the background. Alright, let's see, maybe a little bit of a delay in opening it up because of what's going on. Okay, it's loading up. Let me open up the, let's say Dropbox in the background. Okay, so now I think we got a pretty full menu of things open, right? Let's see if anything happens to the video.
That's where you've got something that's very reminiscent of the yoga line as far as PC.
Nope. Still runs really, really well. Microsoft has done an excellent job of kind of hibernating resources in the background so that no matter what you're doing, you're going to pretty much get a good experience with what you're running. Despite what's happening, I mean, we can still switch through our apps pretty quickly without a problem. Again, I could, if I wanted to, load that up, put this side by side, kind of go through my Dropbox, right? Really capable device. Now, the last thing I wanted to kind of go through was how does it, despite everything open, I'm gonna leave everything open, right? And I think this is probably a pretty good, I think this may look a little bit like what most users will have open in there on their device. So how will it handle me throwing a game at it is the question. Well, let's see how that runs. So obviously here we got GT Racing 2, pretty decent simulator. And, you got 38% loading here in the lower corner. And let's see how this thing, see how it does. Start a campaign. So it's relatively smooth. Now mind you, even on a completely refreshed tablet, it doesn't run much faster than that. So I think this might be more as game optimization for the game, not so much the tablet. But just kind of give you a look at how it goes. So let's get a race going. Now we'll try and do this without, anything too crazy. Alright, so 63%. I do think it loads faster without so many things running in the back. But
passes through a small country.
All right, kid, let's put the pedal to the metal.
okay, let's put the pedal to the metal, says this guy. Okay. So a bit of a losing some frame rates there, but I do gotta remember that we've got a lot going on in the background. It's still not that bad, at least in my opinion. Yeah, doing terrible. Not really that good at looking over a phone and playing a game at the same time. A, B, I don't play that many games, so hey, what are we gonna do? Alright. So, I don't know, hopefully that did a pretty good job in showing you what it's like, kind of playing a game despite what we got running here in the background. And even though the game is up, you can still switch through your apps really well. And as you may be able to notice, it still has the YouTube video playing in the background. I mean, at least it's queued up in the background, saved exactly where you were. You don't really lose much there. So, really good job at managing the resources, in my opinion, on 2 gigs with such a relatively low bit of specs. So that's it for now. Obviously, if you got any comments, questions, or anything else you want me to go through, hit me up in the comments below. Obviously, if you like it as well, give me a thumbs up. Hopefully, they answer the majority of the questions for the folks who were asking for performance reviews. And if you were to ask me, this gets 2 thumbs up. Those are ugly thumbs, but 2 thumbs up from the Frugal Fanboy. This thing has probably the best bang for your buck when it comes to a mobile device. I have also, and I'll be doing some side-by-side reviews or comparisons of the Surface Pro and the Asus T100. So stay tuned. Keep subscribed if you want to subscribe, and then I'll have the videos up here pretty soon. All right, Frugal Fanboy, go head it out. Hope to see you guys soon. Okay.